What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mark back with another video. In this video, I will be going over a simple New York Stock Exchange strategy that you can use. If you're new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Also, click that notification bell so you can be the first to know once I upload videos on how you can make some daily cash. All right, guys. So like I said, in this video, I will be sharing with you a strategy that I use that can help you easily make $1,000 a day trading futures. You can even use this in Forex because Dow, YM, NQ, NASDAQ, all that is the same thing, just a different name. All right, guys, so I showed this strategy before. All right, this is not my main strategy. This is not the strategy that I teach in like my mentorships and trade on my live session calls and stuff like that. This is just a simple strategy, once again, that I used to use that still works. So this strategy is not going to need a lot. All right, so I'm not showing you guys supply, demand, apps, liquidity, all that. Now that definitely can be implemented to make it even, better for you, but it's just a couple simple things. All right. So this right here was the setup I took today. All right. So basically took a nice little breakout trade, but that's not the strategy at all. So what we're gonna do is delete everything. So this strategy only works for New York Stock Exchange openings. So 9:30 a.m. is the time that you should be looking, all right, to use this strategy. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna hit the replay mode. So we're just gonna start off with today just in general. So this is 9:25. So to follow the time, you're gonna look down here. All right, so when I hover over a candle right here, you see at the bottom it says 9:20. All right, so just look down there to keep up with the time. All right, so right here it's 9:20. What we'll do is come to the 15-minute chart. All right, once again, this is not my main strategy for any of my students that's watching this video. If you like, I never seen you trade on a 15-minute chart. You know what I'm saying? This is just part of what you got to do. But all of my strategies are based on the 5-minute time frame. All right. So what you'll do is come grab a box. You're gonna literally start from the highest point of the last two candles to the lowest point of the last two candles. All right. So let's zoom in so we can see. So right here, bring this over. We just want the high and the low of the last two candles. All right, we're gonna go to the 5-minute chart. So what we looking for in this particular, and you can adjust the box and bring it into like current time and stuff like that. But what we're looking for is just a simple breakout. All right, so right here it's 9:20, 9:25, 9:30. All right, so 9:30, as you see, we got the breakout right here. Now, I still use the same amount of points for I still use the same amount of points that I use in my regular strategy. 100 points is the goal. 50 points is the stop loss. All right. So you'll enter once you see the breakout. Now, I already have my templates set for 100 points. So when I'm in a trade, I don't have to hop in the trade and then adjust all of this. I just hop in the trade and have everything already go. As you see, 100 points, 50 points. So this is all we would need, right? So the next candle come back down. Let's see. So we come back down into it and then boom, 100 points. Smack like that. Now let's talk about this right here. So in like real time, this one candle right here and then this candle right here. So before let me just show you real quick. So right here, what I mean is right here. So in real time, this would have been enough to close the trade. All right, it's literally missed 100 points by like a hair. So you definitely don't want to just let this come all the way back down. This is a scalping strategy. You know, this is not meant to be held. You feel me? You might can hold it here and there every now and then, but like I said, 100 points is the goal. So if we come up 96 points, 94, 5 points, you can still close this trade. All right. 100 points is just the ideal. But it literally comes back. All right. So in real time, you should have literally stepped out of this trade. So this still was a nice trade. Even if you would have got a better, let's say you got a better entry, like right here, definitely would have been, what you're looking for. But price comes back into this area. So they basically grab liquidity from this trade. So it shot past right here, stopped out buyers, and then, basically the buys was back up. All right. So there was a good area to buy from. All right. So let's go to a whole nother day. All right. So what I like to do, boom. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna hide the candle so we can't even see what happens or what's going on or anything like that. All right. So we just gonna slide to the left. All right. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna find so 9:30, that's 9:20 right here. So boom, cut right here, cut the candles back on. All right, 9:15. So remember, come to the 15-minute chart. In 15 minutes, it's gonna be 9:30. So 9:15 is perfect. Boom, last two candles. Got the high that candle low. Bring it up just a little bit. You know. All right, so we got our area. Now we can adjust it. Now, like I said, for a little bit more advanced trader, you'll see gaps, supply, and all that good stuff, demand, and you'll know when to actually take the breakout. So, for example, if price break out of this trade but come down to this little area and don't break, then you would not take this actual sell out for the break. All right. So you want to look to the left outside the box and make sure like you're not taking a buy the breakout that's really going to just go tap into a supply or demand and come back down. So you gotta just, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be able to put one and two together when it comes to the strategy. But let's see what we got. So this is 9:20, wait, 9:15, 9:20, 9:25. Let's double check. All right, 9:25, 9:30. So we broke out of the actual range. All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this buy. All right. We're gonna take the buy up. Hold on real quick. Hit the wrong thing. Or did I? All right. So this is important. So I'm glad I kind of did like this. So this is important. Where you get in at, you want to get in closer to the actual the breakout. So let's say you get in all the way up here. Look at how that stop loss could be. All right. It could easily come back down and stop you out, but it could just be coming back into this little area and then push up, right? So it's all about where your entry is because you can lose for no reason. So you definitely want to get in right here. But since this is like the replay option, I'm not able to actually just get in with the best entry possible. The candle's already closed. So let's say this is where we got in at. As you see, boom, 100 points is smacked with one candle. All right. So that was a good trade right there out of the breakout. So let's see what the next candle do. All right. So the next candle even pushes up a little bit more. Um, let's just try to take a trade. So even when you back test, you can see. So I'll pop a 3 right here, 100 points. It should be at least a $1,500 trade. But we're gonna have to bring this stop loss down just a little bit. All right, boom. Let's see. Boom. take profit smash, and you just literally close profit out of there. And this entry wasn't even with the best entry possible down here. This was just based off of candles being broken. All right. So let's find another one. Once again, guys, this is just a simple strategy. You can easily make $1,000 with this strategy especially if you're trading with funded accounts. You got a lot of traders out here that got a lot to say about like funded traders. At the end of the day, bro, money is money. I would rather be able to pay $300, $200, $100 for an account and be able to make 5 to 10K off of that. That's still real money. Whether you're trading a funded account, simulated account, or like I said, your own personal funds. Only thing that matters is you making money. So you can use this strategy definitely to pass challenges, grow your funded account, grow your personal account. It's totally up to you. Like I said, you just need to be able to have capital to be able to risk to make at least $1,000 a day. So of course, if you trade in your own live funds, you will need to have at least $1,000 in your account to be able to see like some real good profit. Even if you just try to make $100 a day, you can do that as well with 100 points. You can trade the micros instead of the minis and see some real good results with this strategy as well. So I'm gonna find another one. I just had to say that. All right, so we are at 9. We're gonna do 15 again. Boom, 9:15. And I like to turn the candles off again so I'm not able to see, or you could say that I'm cheating or anything like that. It's kind of like literally seeing it live, but it's not live because it's my first time actually seeing like price where it's at the moment. So we got 9:15. Now this 9:10. So we're gonna go to the 15-minute chart. We're gonna mark up the highest point and the lowest point of the last two candles. So let's zoom in. The highest point is right here. The lowest point is all the way down here. 5-minute chart. All entries need to be on a 5-minute when it comes to scalping when trying to trade this strategy, because once again, guys, this is not meant to be held. Yes, some entries may be able to be held longer than others, but this is a simple scalping strategy. So we got our range, we got our box. All right, we are at 9:10. Boom, 9, what is this? 20, 9:25. All right, 9:30. So 9:30 come. We break out of the box. Now, more advanced traders, you could have definitely got in down here, but the strategy is a breakout strategy. So that's if you just following the rules, you waiting until it actually break out the box. But for more advanced, you could have literally took the trade down here when it broke past the last previous candle or the last two previous candle, and this candle got a lot of momentum for 9:30. All right. So that's the thing. So now we're gonna look to the left. If this is like a major area, so we kind of got like a supply center right here. All right. So the next thing you got to do is actually wait for the actual break of the main structure. So that's why I say you can't always just take the breakout, because to the left of this, we got a supply. Now, if price break out of this supply right here, all right, we can take the buy. All right, we got to just make sure though it's not like liquidity being grabbed because of these orders sitting over here. All right, and then come all the way back down. So that's one thing about it. You got to be able to pay attention to price action, candles, how it closed, momentum, and everything in that nature. All right. So delete all of this and let's see what we got. So this is the 9:30 candle. Once again, more advanced. Definitely could have entered down here, but this is a breakout strategy. Cool. So we literally broke this right here. So we can take our buy. All right. Now we still trading a breakout because we are above our box. And then like I said, guys, 100 points is the profit target, 50 points is the stop loss. And we gonna see. When it comes to the stop loss, you can definitely adjust a little bit. You can put it at like 60, 70, but nothing too crazy. But 50 points is the ideal. Because if it's coming like down into more than 50 points, I kind of want to step out the trade. All right. So that's there for like a safety net. But sometimes it can come down 50 and push right back up. So everything is just paying attention to actual price action and the candles and how it's actually reacting. But right now we breaking. So let's see what we get. All right, boom. As you see, it kept going. We can go ahead and close this trade. 2,300 just off of the breakout of the box. And then we got a break of this supply area right here. So a break of structure. All right. I'm gonna do one more example for you guys. So you can basically use this strategy to make some money. All right. So let's find one more. We're gonna keep going to the left. So this is May. All right. May. So let's just see. 15. Boom. Turn the counters back on. All right, so this is what we got right here. So we gonna come look at it, come to this 15-minute. Like I say, you don't even need much. You don't need no indicators, which you can use a few like moving averages and stuff like that. But it's at the end of the day, guys, this is just a simple breakout strategy. I done made a lot of money using this strategy. I done passed a lot of challenges using this strategy. It's just now that I'm more of an advanced trader, I look at more things, like I say, guys, as far as gaps, supply, demand, liquidity, you know, higher time frames. But this right here was one of the strategies that I used to basically build my confidence, seeing a trend better and just focusing more on the momentum. All right. So right here, we got the highest point right here and the lowest point right here. So let's zoom in so you guys can see. Let's bring this over. All right. Boom. Let's go to this 5-minute. Here is our range. Let's bring it down a little bit so you can adjust it to your liking. All right. So we got 9, 10, 9, 15. It's 9, 20, 9, 25, 9, 30. We got the break right here. So we're going to sell. All right. Now in futures with a 3 contract, 100 points, 1,500 should be what you making if you go on 100 points. All right. So this is one of my main contract sizes I use for my base hits. Like I say, 1,500. And then, like I said, once you get good with catching 100 points, you can basically up your lot size to your liking, or contract size for futures, lot size for forex. So let's see if this trade gonna go. Now, this trade right here is a little tricky just because our stop loss is in the middle of the actual candle. Now, let's see if we brought it all the way up to this high. As you see, it's 146 points. That's not what you want to do. So it's going to be a little tough. This one's going to be a little tough. Now, for my advanced traders, you could have got a better entry right here at this supply. So this trade could have been, in your favor right here. Tap the supply, boom. But once again, this is a breakout strategy, and I just want to show that why this buy wasn't valid once it actually broke out the actual box. All right, because I told you I always have to look to the left to see if we have a supply or demand close to the box. So the first initial tap was a supply. Boom. So this literally should have been, this literally is the best entry possible for this sale for this 100 points. But now that we taking it all the way down here, this is not like a high chance. This setup right here is not the highest quality setup you can take because you got room. And I'm just explaining this before we take it. All right. You got room for this to actually pull back into somewhere in this box if it wanted to, and then come all the way back down. Now, if the momentum with this candle, or now if the bearish momentum is really there, then it should just drop straight down. All right. It should just drop straight down. So let's see. Put this back right here. I don't know how I just did that. All right. So let's see. Boom and boom. Exactly how I told you guys that it came back up into this area, but that doesn't mean that this trade is not going to sell. It's just where you actually took the sell at. All right. So as you see, 100 points definitely smacked, but it pulled back into the supply. So for more advanced traders, supply is definitely way better than a breakout trade. All right. So that's just an example of you taking the trade down here. All right. And price having a lot of room to pull back first. Okay. So if you would have held this trade or re-entered, whatever the case may be, still could have caught your 100 points. Sometimes you might have to re-enter. You're not going to always get profit on the first setup. So that's why your risk management definitely got to be on point. So I feel like I need to just do one more and then we're going to end this video. All right. So let's keep going to the left. We are in May still. All right, April. So let's see right here. Select bar. Now 15. Boom. All right. Well, let's see what we got for this particular day. Every setup and every day is gonna be different. So don't expect the same thing. And don't just expect it to be super easy. It's simple. You just gotta be able to follow certain rules, like only doing this at 9:30. You gotta follow some type of risk management plan because you're not gonna win every trade. So every win you take need to be able to cover your last loss in order to be profitable. Right here, let's go to this 15-minute. All right. We got the highest point right here. We got the lowest point right there. All right. Come to this 5-minute, and we just looking for a breakout above or below. All right. For more advanced traders, you can, like I say, use this to come down and fill an area. All right. I go into more detail about gaps, liquidity, supply and demand, all of that inside my mentorships, and I have a course, all right, price action course. But this right here, we just looking for a breakout out of this box. So this is 9:15, 9:20, 9:25. What is this, 9:30? Oh, what is this? This is 9:20. I'm sorry, y'all. 9:30. All right, so now we're here. So now we got this weird candle. So in real time, you would just have to pay attention to the price action. So if this went up here first and then came down and closed like that, then we can still be looking for bearish movement. But if it came down here first, came here, shot all the way up, and then closed here, we gotta wait because it's an indecision candle. So still waiting for that breakout. All right. Another weird candle. No breakout just yet. Like I say, it's gonna take patience. So we actually gotta close. So these last two candles did not close. These were wicks. Now you can either take a shot right here, or you can wait until price come down and break the low of these last two candles. Me personally, I'm taking a sell right here because we broke out the box, but it's definitely still risky. All right. So this particular trade, you can kind of adjust your stop loss a little bit. You don't want to go too crazy, but you just want to kind of move it like above that last candle. We do got them two wicks right there, but that's cool. Let's see if we can get this sell because we literally got the breakout. All right, boom. Price came and did what it needed to do. We can close the trade. We caught our 100 points. That's it. And we literally came and filled that area. All right. So this can help, like I say, with you being able to spot momentum. Understand that this is the lower time frame. So sometimes these zones may not hold if everything is aligned with the higher time frame, like the 1 hour and the 4 hour. But at the same time, guys, we're scalping. So it can be selling for a quick minute and then buy back up. But you got to know why it's selling, where it's trying to sell to or buy to be able to know when to actually step out the trade. But that's a whole nother video. I just want to show you guys an easy strategy that you can use to make at least $1,000 a day with funded accounts or your own personal account. All right. So try this strategy on your own, make you some money. Message me on Instagram if this strategy worked for you. All right. So if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell. Other than that, I'm out.